Match the hatch, can kiss my ass, right? It's a good fish, this. Heavy. That took a massive bunch of worms and a size 4 Cassian hook. The one more cast Dazzlers family has just got a whole lot bigger. Now, the usual way would be for me to be sat on this park bench and talk you through each and every one in detail. But with them being on the rigs and the hook baits I've got on, it doesn't matter that it's freezing in February. Action won't be too far away. So I'd rather do it whilst I'm playing a big carp. Oh, away, away. Go on. Hey, that's quick, wasn't it? £10 blend, wormer eye with the new imitation worms that we've done in conjunction with Enterprise to complement the real worms. Wormer liner, Dazzlers, Tweakers range. I was just settling the line. That's the power of worms. Like literally, I mean, it's so frosty this morning, horrible conditions. And don't worry, like I might catch one this big and then a little while later, could be a near 40 pounder in the net. But it's good to see they've grown, like they've literally, them fish have spawned in here and they've, you know, it's not too many predators. It is the tiniest carp of the year so far, but it was a quick bite. Tell you, that took a massive bunch of worms and a size 4 Cassian hook. There you go, check that out. All still good to go. So I've had a fish. The Cassian hook is still super sharp because our hooks have extra resilient points so you can get more bang for your buck. And then the wormer eye and that rig has been perfect. The two little fake, if you like, imitation worms, they're slow sinking, they've worked perfectly. And then you've got the little foam ball and the dome sinker there, trapping it all in place between the wormer eye sprig, the actual stop, and the top, like the bunch of worms. So everything is positioned well. It's good to go again. Perfect. So no messing about. I can lower that rig back in on the spot. And you never know, we might get another quick bite. I flicked the rig back onto the spot and baited with a handful of chopped worms, cell boilies and corn. This mix has served me very well over winter, even when conditions have been against me. Yeah, done. We only just got the second rod out, just getting a third rod ready with the Mago liner. We've got the corner liner on the other one with a gooed up yellow hook bait and a corn cave on the top with a little bit of worm soil in it. And then the worms, so we're gonna have a white boilie, a yellow boilie and a bunch of worms. So you get a feel for, obviously it's never a fair test always because spots are different, it's cold and the fish could be grouped up somewhere. But I always like trying different hook baits, different colours. Match the hatch, can kiss my ass, right? I'll tell you why. By having the most attractive hook baits, whether it's the bunch of worms, whether it's a real gooed up, and I really mean goo compared to anything else, there's no other attractor out there like it. They come in and they find that hook bait straight away. So they come in and they target the area the hook is in, and that's where the Dazzlers range totally complements the way I fish. It's all about bringing more attraction to the area of the hook. It's all about that. Like, why would I want to camouflage my hook? My boilie's yellow or, you know, or red or pink or white. Having that flash of white, even the hook bead being white, they're all little percentages. They're just, carp are so curious, fish are curious. They're all, almost all little bit predatory, carnivorous if you like. And that means they come down, come in over a bed of bait, and your thing on the hook is the most attractive. You know, the wormer liner, nice. The wormer, that family is brown if you like, but it's matched to a dendrobina or a lobworm, and that's what we've had a bite on here. But if you're using boilies, just having those extra flecks of colour just means you've got the sight, the attraction and the smell and the solubility in your gooed up hook bait, and you're finishing it off with just a little bit more colour to just, as they come in the swim, just snaffle it. Quicker bites. We're all short of time. The one thing you can't buy is time, and the Dazzlers family is all about giving you brilliant hooking efficiency with the shapes, and also the if you like, the hardness of the kickers. They're not soft, they're not limp, they work brilliantly. They do change the shape of your hook, so you're getting better hook holds, and it can make the simplest of rigs actually extra efficient. Plus the colour, you're onto an absolute winner. Look at those worms popping out. Bosh. With the fish in the net, I set about getting another rod out, this time casting to the far margin where I could then creep round and bait by hand again, keeping everything nice and tight. Both of the fish had come to the Wormaliner blend fluorocarbon rig, which is super easy to tie and fish simply can't resist it. The first step is to take around 12 inches of the blend fluorocarbon stiff in 10-pound breaking strain. You then remove a sprig stop from the Wormerise stop kit. Thread the blend fluorocarbon through the middle hole of the sprig stop. Fold the blend over and create an overhand loop with the sprig stop to hold it in place at the end of the hair. Now thread a small foam ball onto the cool tool, then thread this onto the opposite end of the blend fluorocarbon hook link before pulling this down the hook link near to the sprig stop. Next, thread a Vitabits dome sinker down the hook link towards the foam ball. These will be used to trap the worms in place later on and provide a little cushion. Take 2 of the new revived imitation worms from the packet before pushing the whole of the sprig stop onto the flat end of the double-ended Wormerise needle. Thread one of the imitation worms onto the Wormerise sprig and needle, followed by a bunch of Dendrobina Willys worms. 12 to 20 is ideal here, depending on how big you want the hook bait. Finish the worms with another imitation worm. This helps to compress and trap the real worms in place, but also for added security if nuisance fish are around, as you always know you have a bait on during longer sessions. Remove the sprig stop from the Wormerise needle by simply holding the sprig stop and pulling the Wormerise out. Now gently tease the dome sinker and foam ball towards the sprig stop, trapping the worms firmly in place. With the hook bait in position, take a size 4 Cassian hook and tie this on with a 10-turn knotless knot, finishing with 2 whips back up the shank to lock it in position. Thread on a large Dazzlers Wormaliner aligner and position this securely over the shank of the Cassian hook. Complete the rig by tying this onto your chosen swivel with a dampened 5-turn grinner knot. That's the Wormaliner blend fluorocarbon rig complete, an incredibly successful rig that has caught me some belting carp this winter. The Wormerise kit will be available very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. So if you've been on YouTube, on the OMC YouTube channel, you'd have seen the other day that I've done some fresh gooed up ones with isotonic, pineapple supreme and bumbleberry. And this is on a wafter, on the Essential Cell wafter, that exact hook bait that I showed you on YouTube. That is that tub with a concave on the top, with a little bit of Activate paste and worm soil in it. So the concaves are going to be coming out in a range called Revived, in conjunction with Enterprise, bringing back some goldie. So it's a good fish, this. Heavy, really quite heavy. I think this might be a 30-pounder. And this is the Cassian size 4 hook, knotless knot, with a yellow, or shall I say the corner liner aligner. So like the Dazzlers Bloodliner family, there's 3 shapes in all of them. You've got the aligner, the intern, and the curve. Oh, that's a lovely fish. Oh, look at that. I think it might be, it could be a 30. Look at that. Corner liner, Essential Cell Good Up Wafter, concave, 10-pound blend, size 4 Cassian hook. Get in there, look at that. That's a banger. That is, as my mate Del Ritchie would say, a banger on the wanger. Come on. Love you, Del. What a wicked short session this has turned out to be. 3 carp in the net before midday, 2 on the wormer liner, £10 blend fluorocarbon rig, and the latter being caught on the £10 corner liner blend fluorocarbon rig. That's what you call a good day's fishing. Now, here you go. This is a rig anyone can tie up. Very simple to do, but extremely effective. It incorporates the new Dazzlers corner liner aligner, so a fleck of yellow to complement the corn cave on the top. You'll see there, it's a cave. You can fill that with pretty much anything you like. Bits of luncheon meat, ground up pellet, paste, crumbed up boilies. So you've got maximum solubility alongside that gooed up hook bait. That's a wafter in itself, so you've got a very balanced hook bait there to complement this rig. So how do I tie it up? Here I'm using the £10 blend fluorocarbon stiff. Blend fluorocarbon is available in 2 different types, stiff and soft. The £10 is very, very subtle and ideal for using for tricky carp. Don't be put off by the breaking strain. £10 is still super, super strong, but I actually tie it to the swivel when I finish the whole rig with a grinner knot. I don't like to put loops in fluorocarbon unless I am crimping them, because you tend to reduce the breaking strain by quite a lot, upwards of 40%, so you know. Right, so how do I tie this? First, I make a little overhand loop in the end of the blend fluorocarbon. Just a simple granny overhand loop. That's it, done. I like to keep it relatively small, about 4mm in length, just enough to sandwich inside the bait and to get a boilie stop in there and everything looking nice and neat. Next thing, I add my hook bait. So I slide them onto that hair, because that means I can measure the hair exactly to complement the length of the bait, the hook size, so it's all bang on. So what I do, I like to have about 2 or 3 mil separation. So next I put on my size 4 Cassian hook. A word of, a big shout out for these hooks. They're super resilient. They're very sharp, but they stay sharp for longer. So if you want to get more bang for your buck, One More Cast hooks have been made for that exact reason, with a very sharp, resilient point. So they're not sort of turn over after one fish. Could happen over real sort of gravelly and gravelly bottom with hard mouth fish, but they are super resilient. So once I've slid the size 4 Cassian down the hook link, I begin tying the knotless knot. 8 to 10 turns down the shank, and then a couple of turns back up the barrel of the knot before I put the fluorocarbon back through the back of the eye. That's a mistake a lot of people new to carp fishing make. They don't know which way to put the line back through the eye. So it's always from the back out the front, so that you mirror the angle of the aligner that you are next sliding on. So I've put on the Dazzler. You can use any color here for a fleck of extra attraction, but I'm using the yellow one, the corner liner, to complement this rig. You slide that on, and you'll also notice I've pushed it on quite a way. Some people make the mistake of not pushing them on far enough down the shank, and what that does, it tends to close up the gape. This way you've got maximum gape exposed to hook the fish when it picks it up. And of course, with the blend fluorocarbon and the wafter hook bait, you've got a rig that will reset itself. So when if a fish picks it up and blows it out, or smaller fish come and play with the rig, it doesn't land in a clump. It will always push out and settle back lovely. So a lovely little rig, and it's very, very effective. Look at this. So I mean, a very simple knotless knot hook, hold, but the Dazzler's corner liner, aligner, just gives you that added efficiency. There you go, the second of 2 quick fire bites. 25.6 of glorious, very cold. It's like a little bar of ice, this thing. Mirror carp, but it shows you the power of high attract hook baits. Get them in, get quick bites. We're not here to mess about, we're here to get action. Doesn't matter what time of year, if they're having a little move about and you've got the right hook bait on, you are going to get bites quicker. This one got dazzled on the corner liner, aligner, and of course a corn cave, a little gooed up essential cell wafter down below. Mega fish. Yeah, crazy character. £25 as well. So a brace of 25s, quick fire. This is the first one I caught. This one, I've never caught from this lake. So obviously one that did fancy some worms. Look at that. Cracking action in really cold water temperatures, but right stuff on the hook, you've always got a chance. Go on, old girl. Don't eat any more worms. Oi, how about that? What a wicked winter's day fishing on the brand new Dazzlers range. It's expanded and it's available now from omctackle.com. One More Cast stockists and of course Angling Direct all across Europe. But how would you like to win a whole bundle of the whole lot? Very easy. If you've watched this whole film, I'd like you to comment below on the reason why I love using Dazzlers so much, the reason that I think they make a difference to my fishing. Put it in the comments below. You can win a whole bundle. Get on the Dazzlers.